Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 16 of Coach Connect Who of the Hour. We are coming in live right now at Decaf Coffee Republic, the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines. Life Coach Corner is now giving way to Coach Connect every Monday. And so this Coach Connect Who of the Hour is brought to you by Life Coach Philippines in cooperations with the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And we're doing this as a community service to reach out to our fellow change agents, especially during this time of pandemic. Today, obviously, you can see my beautiful guest, okay? And we are going to be talking about marriage, okay? So if you are married, wanting to be married, planning to be married, or in the moment married and thinking if you have done the right thing in your life. Okay, so this is the moment that you're waiting for. This episode is specifically for you as we talk about marriage without crisis and definitely with crisis. During the time of pandemic, one of the many relationships that have been challenged is marriage. Okay, not a long time ago, people used to live together, stay together. During the agricultural time, people stay together, build their family together. But of course, with the Industrial Revolution, we've seen families starting to do separate things in life. Wives stay at home, the husband goes to work, and the children's being raised by the mother. Of course, during another revolution comes in and we start seeing wives also working, husband also working, and the children's left with their nannies and yaya. And everything changed radically and drastically during pandemic. Right now, husband and wives, you work together side by side with your spouses because of the pandemic and work from home. And worse, sabi nila, you also work with your children, running around the house, running around the bush and everything. So one of the many things that we've seen that pandemic have hit is actually the marriage. And in the United States, we've seen the high time divorce rate. We've seen also domestic violence, and we've seen a lot of couples separating simply because they cannot live together for quite some time. They've been trying to patch it up, but with the pandemic, they say it's over. Okay, I can't live with this person I used to love. And we've also talked about, being in love, falling out of love, or I'm still in love, but I just can't live with this person. Or sometimes you say, it's not about him, it's not about the other person, it's about me. So I don't know where you are at this moment in time, but what I believe on, you will gain a lot of things from this woman. Okay, so many people knows there are the couple coach. Of course, she's married to the man from Pasig City, Coach Sean De Joya. Okay, by the way, Coach Sean De Joya is also on floor right now, very much alive with us. Diba, Coach Sean? So, nandito din po si Coach Sean sa amin. So, I don't know how Coach Sean is feeling and how Coach Tin is feeling, but let me introduce to you the guest, Coach Connect Who of the Hour, no other than Coach Tin De Joya. Coach Tin!
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you, Master Coach, for this honor to be a guest for Coach Connect. Dati po kasi I claimed Coach Connect as my name is Coach Connect. So I was laughing when I was being introduced because during the pandemic, we had a lot of videos wherein we interview coaches, and well,
one of the bloopers.
Yeah, one of the bloopers that we have is I said my name was Coach Connect. So hello everyone, for all those watching, if this is the first time that you're seeing me, I'm Coach Tin De Joya, and I'm a coach focusing on relationships, especially with married women. I help with married women who are having difficulty finding themselves again after marriage. So come to think of it, when we get married, most of us, or there comes a phase in our life wherein we lose ourselves in the marriage. Now we focus more on our husband, especially when we have kids. So the kids, so the family overall, and we forget about ourselves. So I came to that stage then that I focus more on how I can make my husband happy, how I can keep the children and all that. In the process, I lost myself. So that is the support that I'm giving to all married women out there.
All right. So if you know somebody who's in marriage right now, happily married, then invite them in so they can share with us their thoughts, their comments. And to all of you who's watching right now, who's married, who's going through some challenges, really stay with us and let me know you're there. Leave us a comment, leave a footprints. Let me know where you're coming from. If you're married, tell us right in the chat box that yes, we're married. Okay, I'm married. I'm married with how many children? Speaking of children, our youngest Ishi celebrating her birthday today. So
Yay!
happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Ishi.
Ishi!
Okay, so the person, okay, the young lady behind the things that we do, of course, she's celebrating her 17th birthday today. So happy birthday, Ishi. Now, Coach Tian, okay, I know you introduced yourself. Also, by the way, for those of you who's been watching us, this is the 16th episode. All the episodes is not rehearsed, okay? So
Yep.
if you've been a guest to Coach Connect, you know that we don't rehearse, and normally I get to speak with my guest 10 minutes before the time. Why? Because really our heart here is to connect with them, okay? WHO is actually an acronym for the way we do the discussion. So W is what's the current situation, what's happening, okay, what are the things that being, challenging the person's, my guest. How the H is how the person, how our coach, how our change agents is coping up, going through managing, and how life coaching is helping. And definitely O is the outcome. So for tonight, okay, Coach Dean is not sharing any presentation material. Okay, so she wanted to come. Coach Dean, would you like to share your reason for not having presentation material? Meron siyang rason, okay?
Well, actually, I was thinking of having a press mat for tonight, but I realized it's so hard to put a marriage into a template or a press mat, because come to think of it, marriage is, it depends on the couple. So putting it on I cannot tell them that this is the best thing that they can do for marriage, or this is the best tip and all, because it's case to case basis. So I was actually praying for something if I have to do a press mat or not. But I realized I cannot really put marriage into a template. So that's one of the reasons why I was not able to create or have a presentation material tonight.
So marriage is not templated. That's the message I got from Coach Dean. As I said, okay, let's do it like free flow. So Coach Dean is coming here without a press mat. I think she's the only person who's coming in without a press mat. The others would have, still a guide points and everything, but Coach Dean is just going to be flowing. Now, let me invite once again, every one of you, if you are watching today, you're watching with us tonight, share the link, okay? Invite some married people who wanted to be married, even people who's right now on single parenthood, okay? So I think there's something so much that you can learn from us tonight. So I invite you to tag a friend in the comment, okay? And also get your hashtag Pack My Bag moment so that you can share this also in your timeline. Circulate the lessons that you are gonna get from us tonight. So what I wanted to do, okay, with my first, okay, question with Coach Tien. I hope you're ready and I hope she's ready. Can we give a hand to Coach Tien? Okay, so hindi ko alam kung anong nararamdaman ni Coach Tien. Okay, so Coach Tien, okay, I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself once again. Like you introduced yourself earlier, okay, you've said a couple of things. But this time I want you to introduce yourself again, all right? And give me a picture of, like, for example, you're doing this on year 1 of being with your spouse.
Medyo may tumitingin ang masama sa akin eh.
So allow us to walk back, okay? Allow us to have a picture of Coach Tien. That was like 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
18 years ago.
18.
Yeah, kasi 18 na si Mika, so we're 18.
18. Okay, so 18 years. Okay, so year 1. Okay, parang feeling ko magna-19 na si Mika eh. So gusto kong ilaban na 19 years na pa. Pero bahala sila naman po kasi yung kasal. So hindi naman po ako dapat makialam,
Ano po kasi,
diba?
Mika is turning 19 next year, but we're 18 years old kasi we lived together first before we got married. Okay,
so sige Coach, ganito na lang, balikan natin yung moment na yon. You're not married but with this man. Okay, so, and that was the first year of being with him. And you're pregnant, okay, with Mika. Okay, so how would you introduce yourself? If that's just like tonight is one of those days. How would you like? Maybe you can picture yourself. You're pregnant today, and you're with this person.
Parang napaisip ako, but sige, if I will be introducing myself
What would you say,
for the
Coach
first
Tin?
year, well, I'm Coach Teen, and I am currently pregnant, but I'm not yet married to the man I'm with. And at this state, I am someone who is strong enough. I'm a strong woman because I decided to push through, even if I know that we have a lot of differences. Like, I'm older than him. It's like we have a 7-year gap, and he was just in college at that time, and he was depending on his parents. So if I will be introducing myself, that would be me. I'm Coach Dean. I'm pregnant with our first baby, and I'm not married to the man I'm with, but I'm a strong woman.
Okay, let's double that, Coach Tian. Let's say this is gonna be your 40th wedding anniversary. What would you say? How would you introduce yourself?
40 years.
Yeah, 10 years before you reach your golden anniversary.
Tayo pa kaya? Joke lang. I mean,
That's Coach Tin, everyone. Now you see, marriage is real. The crisis is real, all right? So, hindi lang po sa pandemic may crisis. Okay. Sabi ko po sa inyo, the topic for tonight is marriage without crisis and with crisis. So, imagine you, the first crisis is thinking that's there going to be a 40th anniversary. Awesome, awesome. Okay, Coach Tin, take it away.
I am Coach Teen. I am happily married for 40 years with
Oh, may happily naman.
happily na coach. I think not think, but I am now I am Coach Teen. I am happily married for 40 years with Coach Sean, and I am someone who is now advocating family relationship with my husband, of course.
If you're watching with us right now, those guests, hello, fellow change agents and guests, can you please give a heart, an emoji, and a big, big love bomb boom to Coach Tin De Joya on floor tonight? Parang uminit, no? Oo, buksan nyo lahat ng aircon.
Parang nainitan talaga ang master.
Coach Rizel, buksan nyo lahat ng aircon, yung todo na, ganon. Okay, pati isama po natin dyan ang fan. Okay, lakasan po natin ng mga aircon, parang pinagpapawisan na si Coach Tin. Coach Tin, thank you for that. Let's go to the present. So that was the past, the future, and let's go now to the present. Okay, so, what's tough?
Tough at this time is since we dive in full time to life coaching, the finances that we used to have really dwindled. So it's kind of hard to. But I think I am so thankful with the pandemic, because even if the finances is not that good, we were still able to survive until now. And life coaching did really help us a lot. Because we became more focused, we became more parang we were more focused into our purpose, our mission, than focusing on the wants.
Oh.
Because there's a difference between wants and needs. And we let go of the wants. It's just the needs that we are looking into, and it's easier. It's less pressure.
Wow.
Because you don't have to. I don't have to buy clothes. I don't have to buy bags and whatever.
Not at all.
Yeah, none at all. So the pandemic really made us realize a lot of things. That's why this is a blessing. And we were able to deepen our relationship during the pandemic.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Tin. That's the needs, right?
Yep.
Versus the wants, and you're grateful for the pandemic. Okay.
Yep.
So it could have been a different story, but the pandemic gave you the opportunity to appreciate what you got. All right. Coach Tin, like Nika is 18,
Yep.
right? Okay. So she just turned 18, right?
Mm.
Okay. She had debut. And let's say, in the next 7 years, okay, she came to you. And mom, I'm thinking of getting married. I'm thinking of, I think this time, the man I'm with, okay, is about to propose. Normally, ganyan. No?
Yeah.
Girls, by the way, those that you can see, okay, that she said yes, well, normally you got a feeling, you got a clue, all right? So obviously, and the guy would also feel if you're ready for yes. So just a tip, okay? So those pictorials, it means like you're ready, kind of, okay?
Yeah.
So normally, okay, and normally also the guy would speak to your future mother-in-law. So, you know, 7 years from now, Coach Tin, all right? I guess by the time Coach Sean will be ready to let go, Pika. She'll be 25 by then. I hope by the time Sean is ready. Okay, so oo naman daw. Okay, so yeah, she came and say, Mom, define marriage to me in your own words. Like, don't give me the Google definition. What's marriage, Mom? Tell me. Like, I've seen Dad with you. I've seen you with him. I've read things in the internet and I've drawn anime out of it. I know that. So talk to me about marriage that I will only get to hear from you. What's marriage, Mom? What would you tell her? Hi, Mika, if you're watching this even on a replay, okay, this is Mom's answer to you.
I would tell her that marriage is a journey. Just like any other journey, there would always be those struggles when you're lost,
Mm-hmm.
when you don't know where to go, or you haven't decided where to go,
Awesome.
or when you went to a place but you got lost, even if there's a map,
Mm-hmm.
it would not always be accurate for you. There would always be the adventure, um, the pains,
Yeah.
because whatever you encounter during a journey. So it has to be a journey wherein you just have to battle it out, enjoy the ride if it's fun, but get back to the compass
Okay.
to be able to get back to what the relationship or where the relationship should be.
Okay. So you got me thinking, Mom. Okay, you said it's a journey. So when do I know it's over? Like I should be hopping out of the journey. I know it's a you tell and God said and the scripture tells okay marriage is forever till
Yeah.
death do us part, but I've seen marriages
Fall apart.
fall apart. I've seen truth, and I know yours and that marriage is not perfect. So when do I say the journey is not for us together? I can continue my journey with my children, or he can continue the journey with his own. When do I know that's the time for it?
When you have done everything and you have already fought for everything, but still it's not working out right, or it's no longer aligning with your values.
Okay, let's talk about marriage and values, Coach Tin.
Mm.
3 values that's keeping your marriage intact.
Um, Mine is respect, honesty, and family. But my order pala is family, and then respect, and then honesty.
Okay.
Family because no matter what happens, we're family.
Oh,
Kasi
that's
pag,
good.
if I ordered it like respect, if my husband does not respect me,
Mm-hmm.
then I cannot hold on to the marriage.
Okay.
And I can let go anytime. But since family is the top,
Mm-hmm.
whatever happens, I have to hold on to it.
Okay.
Except of course, ibang usapan kasi pag may abuse na eh.
Mm-hmm.
But in our case, walang ganon. So, it's easy. And I think, I not think, but life coaching did really help us a lot.
That's
To
how that's
yeah.
your answer to the question how is life coaching is. Okay. Can we go to the specific coach Tin? Like somebody watching right now who's not a life coach, okay? Give a picture to that. Let's concretize that to the person watching. What does it mean that life coaching helps?
Life coaching, before we became a life coach, we were already in a deeper level of relationship.
Relationship.
After what happened to us, there was a struggle, the common thing, the third party. So we were already working deeper in our relationship. But it's not enough. There will always be those times that I would not be okay and he would not understand me. But with life coaching, it helped me manage myself. ako talaga muna yung,
Ikaw.
ako talaga muna.
Mhm.
So that helped me a lot in how I process my thoughts, my emotions. Although dumaan din kami sa rough patches,
Mhm.
kahit life coach na kami. But with the way life coaching helped me process, yun nga, manage my emotions and my thoughts, it was easier then to understand. There was a change in me that I didn't know that I
Mhm.
could do. So that helped us a lot in our marriage.
Coach Tin, you are having this, you have your life coaching access relationship,
Live.
okay? And one of the things that you really dive in, and I know people coming to you, and your heart is to help women build themselves up after betrayal,
Yeah.
okay? And when we talk about betrayal, that includes third party,
Yep.
that also includes breaking of boundaries,
Yeah.
because there are relationships or that suffering right now, and the man or the woman or any other party would say there's no relationship yet with other person, but there are boundaries broken.
Yep.
Okay, and you're helping people that. Okay, so I'll go back to Mika. I'll go back to your daughter. Okay, and she asked you again, when is the time I will stop fighting? Or how do I know I need to fight? Because many women right now, Coach Tien, get to a moment that they're being abused, and it's beautiful that when you were sharing your story earlier, there's no abuse in
Yeah.
you, right? So that one is very good, and that's the reason I guess you're here right now, okay, and you're growing with your husband. But there's also the reality of there are a lot of women going through abuses, okay? Be it physical, be it verbal,
Emotional.
they've been going through that. And they cannot let go of the relationship. Even if they feel betrayed, they feel that, that was too much for me, they can't move. So is this something, coach, that you as a coach would say, something you plan, something you anchor with your core values? Where is this rooted from when you make a decision to stay and to give up?
With me, coach, with my experience, I did pray for it.
Prayer.
I
Awesome.
did not forget God. Even if it's too painful, I
That one is
surrendered.
big. That one is
Yeah.
big. Okay, so that one is big, coach. And many people would say, okay, so what does it mean? Again, let's concretize that for people. Okay, for married women, if you're watching right now, even in a replay, and say, I am that, coach. Okay, now you tell me, okay, I pray. Okay, so what do I pray and what do I wait for? What is it that you prayed for?
I prayed for him to strengthen me, whatever the outcome is, whether he will come back or not.
Okay.
And I anchored and all what I did. So I am anchored on him.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was I also work on myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I know some would raise their eyebrows
Yeah.
if I say I just did what a wife should do. So whenever he comes home, even if it's late, I don't ask questions. I prepare his food, and of course, it's painful, but I came into that space. I was praying and at the same time doing my role as a wife, and him hearing nothing from me.
Okay.
I was just relying on my faith that it's up to you, God. If he comes back, thank you. If not, just strengthen me to go on.
Okay.
Because my thought at that time was the kids will be losing a dad and they cannot lose a mom as well.
That's beautiful. That's a hashtag pack my bag. Okay. If my kids, okay, if the kids is about to lose a dad, you can't allow them to lose as well the
Yep.
mom. And to all the married women in there, and maybe this is also a case for a husband, if it's your wife, okay, who's into another relationship, or your marriage is breaking up because of another man. I think that's something that we can hold and see where the children would play a very big role.
Yep.
Because oftentimes they will say, Coach Dean, I want to stay for my kids. But this time you're saying it's not. It's them not losing.
Yep.
Okay, and I think I've heard, Coach Tin. I'm the coach of Coach Tin as well. And one thing she said, it's not just being present. It's just like you there, but you're not there.
Yep.
So this time is really being the mother that they need.
Yep.
Okay. So we've been talking about crisis, Coach Tin, and I want to shift a bit right now. Okay. If I don't know, these people don't know who's Coach Sean, paint to us a picture of your marriage to him.
Parang napagalaw siya lang. Gumalaw siya sa upuan niya.
So this time, if you're watching, please give some love, boom, and some emojis for Coach Sean De Hoya. He's on floor, by the way, and he can read your messages.
So, who is Coach Sean in our marriage? Well, paano ko masasabi? Kasi makulit talaga to si Coach Sean eh. So, how you see him on screen or
We
when
don't
he's
see
doing,
him. Like,
when
we
he's,
don't.
I mean, when he's doing his live,
Oh, okay.
It's
Panoorin daw po niyo yung live
it's
ni Coach
very
Sean.
formal, di ba? But behind that, he's someone corny at times.
The story of
Superman, yeah. But he's a very responsible man.
Oh.
When we started, of course, our start was not good because he was still in school and he got
And
me
7
pregnant.
years.
Yeah,
Kasi Coach,
and,
imagine a 7
Yep.
years age
Gap.
difference and you're older.
Yeah.
That could be also very tough. And many
Yes.
people would say it won't work.
Yes.
Diba? It won't work because they people would say that women matured earlier, or like if you're of the same age, the woman is still matured
Yes.
compared to the man. But this time the gap is already 7. You're ahead of 7 years. So imagine he is younger than 7 years.
Yeah.
So if you kind of double that, it's just like 10 years or 14
Yeah.
years younger than you. So how is it, Coach?
So when we started, it was like I'm 26 and he was 19. And when he got me pregnant, I saw the determination in him.
That's good.
He said that if his parents will not agree, what he will do is he will stop school and find work so that I can give birth. And then we have a plan of after giving birth and I could already work, I will find work and then he can go back to school. So we have already that agreement. We were already planning what possibilities we can do because of the situation. But I never heard him say na, let's abort the baby.
Wow.
Never. Although, sorry, but my parents were asking for marriage. But I said no. Because
You said no.
Yeah, I said
okay.
no.
Because
we already started wrong and I don't want to. A part of me says it might not work. So what if you're already married? So how can you break off after?
okay.
May ganun po tayo, abnormal nga po ako. Kaya may ganun akong thinking. Di ba kasi,
It's common. That's how people are thinking, Coach Tin. Yeah, I understand. Totoo po yun. Di ba maraming talaga ganun nag-iisip? Bakit ba? Okay, sabi ko po sa inyo, you will learn from Coach Tin De Hoya. So now you know if you want some lifting in your relationship, she's the woman to speak with. Okay, now. Okay. Coach Tin, you got married after a year?
Yes.
Okay, so what made you say yes?
He was the one who, his dad was pushing him to marry me. And I asked him, why do you want to marry me?
Okay, and then?
Because I don't want to hear the reason because we already have a kid.
Okay.
I don't
and then?
want that reason. Because anyone can have kids and be not married.
Okay, and then?
So medyo may pagka-liberated ako at that point. And he said,
Tatanungin ko sana ngayon ba hindi na, Coach Tin?
liberated pa din ako. Pero he said, I wanna be responsible. I wanna be a father to our kid.
Oh, okay.
So when he said that, then I said yes.
Wow, ang galing, no? So meron din naman palang yes. Meron namang parang good point. Sabi ko sa inyo congratulations, Coach Sean. Merong good point si Coach Sean. So, He wanted to be responsible. Yun yung magic words.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Coach Tien, take away the kids. And let's say you come back and you go back to when you were 26 years old, or maybe 25, and you're about, you haven't met this man. Will you still say yes to meeting him?
I think it was destined that we meet.
Okay.
So I would still say yes, despite what happened in our relationship.
Okay.
Because if not of those things that had happened, I will not be this woman that I am.
So it's still a yes.
Still a yes.
Okay. Fast forward to the future. Galing, no? It's still a yes. Okay. Fast forward to the future. Would you still say yes growing old with him? Kasi kanina yung 40 years, di ba? Sabi niya, inisip niya. So, tanungin natin ngayon. Fast forward 40 years, okay, or more. Would you still say yes? And may kadugtong kasi siya, Coach Tin. Okay? I want you to give us a picture of that marriage in the future. How do you see that outcome? Like, well, number one, I'd like to say thank you for, being honest. And that questions are not so easy for Coach Tin.
Yeah.
I know that. Okay. So, like, walk me, okay, to the future. The context of that question is, what's going to be that picture of that marriage? That picture when, maybe by the time you'll have your grandchildren, or maybe those are the times that all the things that you are both working right now have bear fruits. Okay. Paint to us the picture of marriage by then.
That would be a marriage that is enlightened.
Okay. Talk to us about enlightened marriage, Coach Tin. For those of you hearing it for the first time, okay, so Coach Tin de Joya, for enlightened marriage or enlightened relationship.
That would be a relationship wherein, of course, we both love each other, but we're doing the things that we like. I know he likes to have his own school.
Okay.
So, of course, I will be supporting him. That would be his advocacy.
And what would you have?
And for me, I want to have that farm and foundation.
Okay.
So, I want in that marriage, we would be working together for both of our advocacies.
Okay.
Helping others.
Okay. So, nandun na sa fulfillment, nasa
Yeah,
enlightenment.
fulfillment.
Okay. So, how are you feeling right now, Coach Tin?
May kasi hindi ko alam kung
Sabi na, Coach Rizel, yung aircon. Oo, kulang yung aircon eh. Mainit. Pero Coach Tin, parang yung mga tao sa floor malamig.
giniginaw na sila.
Nakikita ko, nagkukumot sila. Tapos si Coach Tin naiinitan. No? Parang hindi naman masyadong kakaiba yung ilaw namin dito. But si Coach Tin talaga parang ang init. Okay. Coach Tin, I know that people are appreciating, okay, what you are sharing. And I want to dive deeper now, more on those people that needing that lift, if that's okay. Right?
Sure.
So, when you paint the picture of marriage and you talk about crisis, okay, there's a lot of things that challenges a woman, a husband, both, okay, and we've been talking about and we were learning this in the relationship class, okay, but for those people who's watching us tonight and all they can feel is crisis, okay, because we're now talking about marriage with crisis and without crisis. But what I wanted you to see now, okay, if you're watching live right now or even on a replay is this, okay? In a marriage where it seems to be without crisis, there could possibly the crisis of an individual. So there could still be a crisis.
Yeah.
Like the marriage, there could possibly no crisis between the couple, but there could be crisis personal.
Yeah.
Before it gets reflected to the couple, right? To the relationship. And the other way is also the same, right?
Yep.
So it could be that there is crisis, okay,
Mhm.
in the marriage, okay, but inside of you as a person, you're intact. And I guess that's what you were trying to explain earlier.
Yeah.
And if you are watching and wondering, that one does not connect with me because something is really hurting, something, and we know that, okay, we know what you mean. But that's where the crisis is in.
Mhm.
Where is the crisis? Is it internal or external? Where is the crisis starting? Is it inside of you or in the marriage? Because oftentimes we want to work on the crisis in the marriage, but the crisis is not on the marriage, but inside of us.
Mhm.
So I want to dive in now to those people, okay, who's experiencing the crisis and they think the crisis is about marriage, okay, simply because they're married.
Yep.
Okay, so the turmoil is married. Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm married. If I'm not married, I will not have a turmoil. When in fact,
Yep.
it's inside of them. Okay, so if I'm watching right now, Coach Tian. Okay, and let's talk about crisis. How do I know the crisis is me or in me versus the crisis is in the relationship?
Um, Mostly kasi, I mean, based from my experience,
Mhm.
it's really more of the crisis in yourself first.
Okay.
It will not manifest in the marriage if you are okay within you.
Okay.
Um, I came to that realization when I said in the first part of the interview that I lost myself.
Yes.
So when you lose yourself in marriage, your focus now is more on the other people, and you are letting go of things that is for
Matters.
you,
And the
that
thing
matters to
here,
you.
losing yourself in the marriage comes very natural, especially when you're so in
Yep.
love and you're so into your parenting, right?
Yes.
So it's not the negative thing, right? That you're
Yep.
thinking that, okay, I lose myself, I'm going ballistic or no, no, no. Losing what she's saying is losing yourself because you're a new mom, okay? You're raising your children, you're supporting your husband and all of this, and
Yeah.
you lose yourself.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you focus more on them.
Okay.
That you forget yourself in the process. You let go of the things that you want. Like, um, I wanted to. I did go to law school, but I did not finish it
Okay.
because I have to let go of my dream.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized that in the end, maybe I am not really meant to be a lawyer, but
Mhm.
taking care of myself.
Okay.
Yung I have to have love for myself. It was a realization during the struggles in our marriage.
Okay.
Yung you are always so afraid to lose him. Sabi ko nga,
Oh.
kahit bantayan ko siya, pag talagang ayaw niya na, wala na akong magagawa.
Okay. Okay.
So I have to come to terms that I have to love myself. I have to see myself as someone who can rise up even if there is something that's gonna destroy the marriage.
Okay.
Ayokong makita yung sarili ko na parang basahan na iniwan na lang.
Okay.
So the struggle of course comes into play na syempre you always demand attention from him,
Okay.
na parang hindi ka okay pag hindi ka napansin.
Mhm.
And na-realize ko, teka lang, bakit ba sa kanya na lang si sentro ang buhay ko?
Wow. Okay.
Kailangan ko din talaga yung sarili ko.
Okay.
So, that's when I started to go out. Kasi lagi niya sinasabi, okay lang naman na lumabas kayo. Lumabas ka nga. Nung time na may trial kami, pinapalabas niya ako and all.
Mm-mm.
Kasi nga, feeling niya nga, we're no longer a match.
Mhm.
So, I said to myself, teka lang, dati naman hindi ako ganito eh. So, why do I have to keep on insisting myself to him? So, I started working on myself.
Okay.
So, that was the start of the change in the relationship.
Wow. Okay. So it's you. So
It's
babalik po
me.
tayo sa hashtag self-love.
Yep.
Okay. So when you started realizing that, Coach Tian, I know your story. You did a couple of things, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the present right now, and we know that marriage is never a bed of roses.
Yep.
And when you go through transition, which is one of the biggest transitions you been through as a couple is going full-time as a life coach. The number one, and we witnessed that, like the community, family here witnessed that big transitions, and you're still both in transitions today, right? So now give me a picture of Sean. Give me a picture of that husband.
He's someone who, yes, of course, he's still responsible. He makes sure that he can provide for us, but he never really insisted that you have also to provide because I can provide everything. Wala siyang ganung demand.
Wow.
And so he's still someone taking care of having that responsibility.
Yeah.
And the good thing about us is during this time that although we're in transition, we have both accepted the fact that we have to work for it together.
Wow.
I cannot demand that dapat ganito ka. Bakit kasi iniwan? Kasi if everyone knows, we usually share a story. He earns a six-figure in the corporate, and it was a big thing to let go when we transitioned as full-time. So I'm amazed myself that I never demanded to have that um situation na kailangan ganito ulit, bumalik ka ulit sa corporate. So when we are talking about it, minsan naisip niya, or minsan naisip ko, what if bumalik kaya tayo? But we've been through a lot, and we became aware that it's not really all about the money.
Wow.
But the family that we have and the relationships that we were building. And God has always been so good that we never felt na we went hungry.
Okay.
We never felt that we were not able to pay for our bills.
Coach Tin, I wanna press for that. Okay, what's the sweet spot in your marriage during this time of transition? What's that sweet spot?
That sweet spot, we're working together.
Yeah, but talk to all the people out there. The beauty, because that's where also a lot of people are now is really having some difficulty working together physically. Right? So we start seeing challenges inside the household. It's because the husband and wife working together physically. But this time, we've got a couple who's not only working physically together, but really they're together in the profession. Okay, so can you just picture, allow our audience to picture that, Coach Tin? How could it be? What relationship lift do I need? What can I do?
It's more of, for us, it's more of supporting each other and working together for a common good.
Okay. And that's what's that, Coach Tin?
That would be our love for what we do.
Okay.
That's making us stick it out till this at this time.
Okay.
So that sweet spot would be being able to understand the goal of your husband as well as him understanding my goal and aligning that goal together for a common purpose.
Okay. The biggest win so far?
The biggest win? We're still together despite what's happening.
Galing nun. Ang ganda nung biggest win ni Coach Tin, di ba? You're still together.
Yep. Kasi
okay, biggest yun.
Madaling bumitaw, Coach eh.
Yeah.
Especially if there's no more finances coming in at this time.
Yeah.
Yung paunti-unti lang, hindi tulad nung dati na we are
Bumubuhos.
experiencing na I don't have to worry about, parang I always have money in my wallet, and if I don't have money in my wallet, it's in the bank, I can just withdraw anytime. But at this time, hindi siya ganun eh. And I could have just said, enough is enough, ayoko na nito. Let's stop this, whatever we're doing, and let's go back to corporate.
Coach, share natin sa kanila. What's the biggest win that you're experiencing? I know that you being together, but for you to come, kasi yun eh. People will be thinking, madaling sabihin yan, mahirap gawin, right? People would say that. What's in there, Coach? What's in your decision, both of Coach Sean, to be in life coaching? That's keeping you really having this commitment, dedication to be in the profession, even if the six figure that you used to have. You're both in the
Yeah.
corporate world,
Yep.
by the way. Okay, is no longer, not yet. Okay, not yet your reality right now.
Yep. It's more of our relationship being deeper, and of course having Mika, because Mika has been diagnosed clinically with depression,
Yeah.
and she was suicidal, but we were able to manage through life coaching.
Yeah.
And
And she's well now.
yes, at times she still has those attacks, but with the life coaching that we're doing, and we shifted our parenting from the leadership to coaching.
Yeah.
So the kids are more empowered,
Mm-hmm.
and our communication with them has become better. Not better but best. Kasi
Okay.
dati they won't speak to us, like really have a conversation with us. But now they're doing that.
Okay.
So that's the win that I could say for our relationship, that we've been able to understand each other more deeply. And it's very it's not common to see couples working together that despite they have different goals, but we have that common
The same platform.
the same platform, and we are working towards achieving each of our goals separately but united.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get, I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
if there's a sense, or you can get the sense out of it, but working divided because you have separate goals, but working united for a common goal.
Okay. If I'm watching right now, Coach T, and I've never heard of life coaching, and you've been talking about how life coaching helped you. Okay. So, what would you tell a person's right now? Okay. So, is it a cure all? Like, okay, so I'm going through tough times right now in my marriage and all of those things, I'm hurt and all this. Is life coaching a cure?
Life coaching is a cure. Um, for me, it is. So if someone is watching and you're gonna ask me, it's a cure as long as you know how to accept and love yourself, and you let
Mm-hmm.
go of your what we call peace, your
Mm-hmm.
pride, your ego, your arrogance, and your self entitlement.
Awesome. It's a cure because that's where you can start accepting and loving yourself.
Yes.
Okay. I'm watching today. Okay. I can connect with the challenges that you're expressing. I can connect the dots. And I want to say yes to that. What would I do, Coach Tin?
The first thing that you have to do is, of course, visit us at Decaf Coffee Republic so that you can experience what life coaching is. You
Okay.
can do a discovery session with a professional certified life coach. That's how I started.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just saw an ad, and I asked my husband to drive me over to Decaf. So
That's
he
the
was
story
my
of the,
driver.
na mabuting asawa na nag-drive. Mhm.
So he drove me over to Decap, and I started liking what I'm seeing. And I was at that time also looking for a career shift.
Mhm.
So I ventured out to life coaching. It
They're
took
from batch 4, by the way.
batch 4.
Yeah. Okay. Over 2 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the invitation is to drop here, visit us at Decaf Coffee Republic. Yeah, this logo that you can find at the back. So yeah, yes, we're very much alive, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, but the call, if you need help, like if in your marriage right now, you're challenged, there are things that really happening that, it isn't good, okay, and you feel that you're at the end of the line, don't throw the towel yet. Visit us or give us a call anytime of the day and any day of the week. 0917-586-1661. Coach Tin, I want to close this discussion by really asking your heart right now for the women, okay, who have lost their sense of being me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I know you wanted that moment to say, find yourself, okay? Because that me, that person is lost.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you now. Um, What could be the hope? Okay, so I'm about to have discovery call. What could you tell these women, tell these people right now watching? What hope can I hold on? Where can I anchor my hope? Where can I draw my strength? Like right now, somebody watching you, it's too much painful. I couldn't breathe anymore, and like I feel like trash. I feel like nothing. Okay, what would you tell them, Coach Dean? Like speak to them right now. They're watching, and to those of you watching right now, and a person, a woman, a wife who's feeling that it's not even just a low morale, but really that moment when you are already questioning, is there anything else left of me? Going through the challenges in marriage, feeling that nobody cares, feeling that you've lost everything, you've lost yourself in the process and all. If you know someone having this, okay, do us a favor, okay? Maybe if you don't want to tag them because you feel that it could offend them or it could hurt them, maybe doing us a favor of sharing this link to your timeline can help.
Yep.
Okay. Or you can send a private message to your friend and say, friend, there is this interview, there is this discussion, coaching conversations that I think can help you. Okay. And if you are the person that's where you are today. Okay. So no matter how we talk about the whole situation, we know that your story is different. Yours is different. Okay. So what we can do right now is to give you that message from Coach Ian where you can anchor the hope while waiting for that help to come and while healing is about to start. Where can they anchor the hope, Coach Ian?
Usually, when I talk to someone who's complaining about what's happening in the relationship,
Yeah.
I would often ask, how much do you love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Let's discover yourself first in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Because in discovering yourself, you will know your strengths and weaknesses and how you can work on that strength to help you out and how you can overcome those weaknesses. It has to come to the point that you have to go back to yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I usually ask them. And
Mhm.
from there, that's where we take off in helping the person
The strength.
find the strength to bear whatever struggle they are enduring in the relationship.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Coach Tien. And so Coach Tien is the final message of coaching speaks of find your strength. And I want to piggyback on that and say, where do you find the strength is on your strengths. Okay. And these are the strengths that your spouse, your partner fell in love with in the beginning or attracted them to you. Okay. So oftentimes when you're already in a difficult relationship, when things are already challenging, you're already in crisis. Okay. It is easy to believe. Okay. And it's easy to accept that there's none, right, Coach Dean?
Yep.
That, I have nothing good. I'm like, I'm
Yes.
not good enough. There's nothing great about me. And, all the things is good in the other camp, but not with me. And go back. Coach Dean said, find strength. Well, let me say, find strength in your strengths because you've got strengths.
Yep.
Otherwise, this man would not be attracted to you. Okay, so find strength, get back on your feet using the very strengths that you had when you were starting out. Will you get your man back? Will he stay with you? Will you keep the marriage? I will always believe that God, and I will still believe in that God
Yeah.
puts together, but no man separates, okay, on the context of God is part of the marriage.
Yep.
Because marriage is three-way, I would
Yep.
say. Okay, in marriage, there's always a third party, and that third party is God.
Be God. Yep.
And if you don't put God in that relationship, then someone else will take that position of a third party.
Yep.
So my personal take is it will always be challenging if it's not a three-part-type relationship, right?
Tripartite.
It's really a three-part-type. You've got really a third party in there, and his name is God. Okay, and the closer you get to God, so that's just like the triangle picture. You're here, and the partner is here, and
God
you
is on
both
top.
move higher and higher and closer to God. You meet together.
Yep.
And so that's the design. So will marriage work coming from that principle,
Yeah.
coming from that faith, coming from that divine design?
Yes.
I would say yes, but not without God. Okay. But here's really the thing. It's not faith and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in
And
that.
what Coach Dean said is just like look back to yourself, like yourself. And it's difficult, and that's where the crisis is. Okay, the crisis is how can I look back, how can I look inside of myself when everything is painful. That's where the crisis is, really.
Yep.
Right, you know exactly you need to do your part in the marriage, but it's challenging because you're in pain. And that's where we say help is available.
Yep.
When you are heavily wounded, you're bruised, and you can't seem to make things, work and find sense in what's happening, that's when the time you need someone else to hold your hand. Okay? And whether you keep the marriage, you say goodbye to the marriage, the thing is you said yes to yourself.
Yep.
Crisis in marriage actually is a personal crisis. Oftentimes they say that you can't get, if you cannot sink,
Yeah.
okay, the ship if you will not allow the water of the ocean to get to the
Yep.
ship. In the same token, when you know who you are, when you know what are your strengths, when you know your value, it's not only that you can bounce back, but you can fight to win and end the crisis.
Yep.
And the crisis is within.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Coach Dean, thank you so much for being honest. Thank you for the vulnerability, relationship, okay? And invite them to your segment, Coach Dean, in live coaching.
Yeah, so my segment is every Monday at 3 p.m. where we talk about your relationship and how you can build up yourself after the broken trust and boundaries. So join me every 3 p.m. Monday, and that's broadcast live at Life Coach PH.
Yeah. And that segment is not only for people who's suffering from a third party relationship, that is even available and an encouraging segment for people who's losing that boundary.
Yep.
And when you talk about boundaries, sometimes it is you breaking your own boundaries. And it's important that you also see that. Oftentimes relationship starts to break because you yourself break the boundary with yourself and with your spouse, right, Coach
Yep.
Kim? So as we end, I want to give this message to everyone that when you say you need help, be sure you're willing to receive the help.
Yes.
Crisis will not end if you will continue to believe that it will end naturally. Crisis will not end naturally. It will not end through the passing of time. Crisis will only end when we start looking at what is challenging the peace that you have and the peace that you and your household is having.
Yeah.
And it's not about the husband. It's not about your wife. When I say the peace that you have and the peace that your household is having, it's because the peace that's in you is the same peace that will envelope your household.
Yep.
So if the household is in turmoil, it means that there is so much turmoil in you. Okay, to all the women who's keeping the family intact, to all the wives who's in there and keeping the peace. And many people will tell you, in Tagalog, they tell you it's katangahan. Okay? I just wanna lift you up tonight and say you're doing a great job, not only for your children, but for the next generation. It's a tough job, and so allow me to express my gratitude to you. And yet, you do not have to suffer alone, because it's just a matter of time that you will also reach the limit of how much you can take. And so as long as you can still like hold things together, the ends, and you're having still that positive view of things, we invite you to have a discussions with us, a coaching conversations with us. Let's have a discovery session. Catch up with Coach T and every Monday. Join her group. Your group is
just when you think marriage is all about love.
Yeah,
It's
that
a
one is very
common
good.
misconception.
Yeah. And we also have, for those of you watching right now, we also have points of view tools, okay, discovery tool, coaching tools. Again, you can check that points of view. We've got faces, we've got punctuum, and we've got also the refresh set here. So if you are in a season of your life and the pain is too much and you think you can no longer express, but you can connect still with figures, you can still connect with pictures. They said, picture paints 1,000 words. Okay, then that's something we can offer to you. And if that's not even, you're not even ready for that, you can just come here and have a moment with yourself. If you want to read some books, if you just want to be quiet, if you just want to face the wall or the mirror, we have a big mirror here, just come over. Okay, or if you just want to experience that overlooking and look with the passing of hours with somebody who can take care of you, then come over. Or any time of the night, and this pain is keeping you awake, give us a call. Allow us to help you and give yourself a permission to get help. It's a beautiful Monday night. It's a beautiful Monday for everyone, because I know that you receive a beautiful gift of believing that whether the marriage is in crisis or without crisis, it's easy, because all you have to do is start looking inside of you and start loving yourself. Good night, everyone. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Good night, everyone. Till next Monday. Bye-bye.